There's still way too many vampires out here for us to sneak into the OVBB. I hate to admit defeat, but we may be better off hiding me somewhere and waiting a few hours. I know that means my staying in the district another day, but do you have a better idea? No, we are not telling anyone else. We got lucky with your mistress or whoever the hell that woman was back at your place. We can't go around telling more vampires. Hey, is this why you missed our lectures this morning? Wait, is this your semester project? A pet? I have to say, I didn't think you had it in you, but I'm actually really glad to see it. There have been whispers amongst members of our class that you were actually one of a handful of students caught in the most recent raid. I tried to tell them that you knew Andrea outside of the movement, but nobody seemed interested in a reasonable explanation. And as pleased as I am to see that you may not be openly aligned with the Licencia, don't you think swinging in the opposite direction and owning another soul seems ill-advised? Were you not just giving an impassioned speech in psychology about the need for autonomy amongst all species? No, I remember perfectly. You brought up the point that when given a stake in their own well-being and the establishment of cultural norms, species given at least a level of autonomy fare far better than those harshly governed by some nameless, faceless being outside of the established community. You said those words, and then you vanished on our most important lecture day, and you reappear with this human in tow. Am I really meant to believe there is no correlation? Listen, if your poeta is putting you up to this, I understand. You know you can be honest with me. Would it really be that far-fetched? We all know she is making a move for head of council, so having you take on the responsibility and social status of ownership in order to highlight her viewpoints and strengthen her case for the release of the remaining members of the tutoria seems logical enough to me. How is this news to you? She spent the last month hinting at her belief that the tutoria can be trusted, if given proper regulations, to reintegrate into the population. And she has the following to back it up. Well, no. Personally, I don't believe they are ever to be trusted, let alone released and put amongst us after all the barbaric things they stand accused of by the humans. Is she shaking? We better get her inside. I can get you to a room while I set up for my shift, but you have got to promise me you won't go poking around again. Can you walk? I can run in and grab a wheelchair if that's... I suppose carrying her works? What was I saying? Oh, right. Okay, so this one thought it would be fun to go digging around the OVBB. got themselves in way over their heads after gaining access to the classified floor. By the way, I've always wondered how you got in there in the first place. You guessed. A complex set of access codes at 3 different doors, and you simply guessed? Well, I've always said you were smarter than I ever wanted to put a number on, and I stand by that. Hey, Lisa. Have a good night. Thanks, love. Lucky for us, she clocked out. Tulay may be the busiest busybody I ever encountered. She would have been completely up your asses all night if she was on shift with me. Now then, let's get you into a room where you can rest and have a bit of privacy, shall we? There should be some scrubs in the closet. Get her into something warmer than whatever this costume is. Thank you. I apologize for addressing you directly. Whoa. None of that, sweetheart. Being owned doesn't make you any less worthy of being treated with a modicum of dignity and respect. I'm sure once you've been under the care of my friend here for a bit, you'll be able to value yourself properly again. But I appreciate the spirit of your intentions. I don't need to remind you of what areas are off limits, yes? I know she isn't a true slave. She doesn't have any of the training demanded by our district. Whatever you're helping her with in here, make it fast and play smart. I'll leave you two to it then. She knows. I can tell that she knows. What the fuck did she whisper to you? Is this some sort of setup? Why the hell should I calm down? We're now locked inside an intake room in the OVBB. Do you not know what these rooms are for? For your kind, maybe, but for mine? This is the sort of room I told my mother goodbye in. I told her goodbye, and then they prepared her to be admitted and drained. I'm not staying in here, and I'm not being forcibly volunteered for submission. No fucking way. Get off of me. Let me go. Fine. I'll keep my voice down, but let me go. Nobody gave you permission to touch me or to hold me. What have you done? They do that. Keep people alive for years, like some sort of living blood bag. Just when I want to give you the benefit of the doubt, you tell me this insane bullshit and we're back to square one. Speaking of, what the hell did you give me? I don't need a mild sedative. I need to get my blood and get the fuck out of here. Why on earth would you sedate me unless... This floor, a classified experimental level. You said they keep some humans for years to study their particular phenotype, right? My mother's type was even harder to come by than mine. So it would stand to reason that they would keep her and not simply drain her completely, right? What are the chances that after 2 years, my mother is here? In this building, in the experimental wing. Well, then let's fucking find out, shall we? Oh my god. Right? Right after I rest for a few minutes. I only need a moment. Don't go searching without me. We both know you're hopeless on your own. You better come back for me, or I fucking swear I will die in here and come back and haunt your entire ass. Stop right there. Oh, that's my fault. I apologize, Countwoman Nefara. I had asked them to assist me with a bit of restocking. You know how absent-minded I can be. So, you have time to assist your friend, but you neglect your own education and higher purpose. You skipped your lectures and in turn made me the fool for having assumed I could surprise your class with a visit from myself and 2 other high-ranking council members. I've had about enough of these changes in you. I am sorry that Andrea chose the path that she did, and I did not relish being the one to hand down her sentence, but you... Of course it was I who sentenced her. If I've told you once, I have told you 1,000 times, my child. We cannot have even an ounce of impropriety linked to our names if we wish to reach our goals. I must be going, but I expect to see you tomorrow evening for our weekly meal, and I shall not be accepting any excuses this week. The time for mourning has passed, my child. I was gracious enough to give you 2 months to mourn. Do not make me regret it. Celeste called to warn you, but I couldn't get back to the room in time. I'm so sorry. Well, if Celeste is helping you, then so am I. What's the target? And please, don't say the classified floor. Why are you looking at me that way? It's the classified floor, isn't it? Well,